Hey guys, so here is the new Cobra DSP 9200BT. It's Cobra's newest radar detector. Now that Cobra has actually merged with Escort and Beltronics, they're able to use a lot of the same technology that Escort has, including their DSP technology that's being used in the Max. Now, as far as that technology, there's actually very limited real-world practical benefit to it. It does make things faster and give you a couple things, but anyways, I just picked this guy up and I wanted to see kind of what he's capable of, maybe if it's an improvement over the previous Cobra products, which have traditionally been very, very poor performers. And so just picked this guy up, just was released very recently. And so in this video, since this detector I just received it like a day or two ago, in this video we're just going to go over what kind of features and options it has. That way we can get familiar with, what it has to offer as we're playing with it and get more familiar with the unit and putting it through some of the typical barrage of tests. So let's just take a look at what we've got here. It's a very, very compact detector, quite nice. It's smaller than a lot of the traditional detectors like the V1, the Redline, the Max 2. It's smaller than Cobra's previous radar detector, the SPX 7800BT, and it's closer to the new Redenso Pro, so it is a more compact unit. You've got an OLED display right here, different colors, fancier display. You've got a couple buttons right up here on top for changing settings, adjusting the volume, and so forth. Speakers right here. You only actually have one port on the entire unit. You've just got a mini USB port right there, and that's it. So there's no RJ11 port. There's no round circular port. It's basically just the one USB port for power. Let's go ahead and power back up here.
System ready.
So there's your boot up process. There are no other ports for audio out, anything like that. So very simple, basic unit. You've got your, on this side, you've got your condenser lens, you've got your laser receiver right there. On the bottom, serial number and FCC info, all that jazz. So pretty simple. That's the unit itself. Let's go ahead and just trigger it real quick so you can see what the alerts look like on the screen. There are a couple different ways of actually displaying the alerts. I've got it set up to show the frequency, and it's one nice thing that I do like about this unit. So we've got a couple different things going on there. You saw it displayed the actual frequency down to 3 decimal places, which is nice. So it's now a little bit more precise, which is helpful. It also has this new bar graph style for the advanced alert settings. And the idea is, if you guys are familiar with in-tune and out-of-tune guns, that kind of stuff, if a gun is in tune, it's more likely to be legitimate. If a gun is maybe wildly out of tune or perhaps a false alert, once you get the alert, you can either read the frequency or you can see how far away that signal is from that center line. If it's close to the center line, it's probably more legitimate. If it is farther away towards the side, it's probably going to be a false alert or something. So that's kind of one of Cobra's ways of simplifying the alert display, even though it's their advanced mode, and giving you a couple different options as far as how you want to display the alert. You'll see we've got the scanning bar right there, kind of like the Max and the Max 2. Unfortunately, on this one, you cannot display that alert or hide that scanning bar. You can black out the entire screen with the screensaver, but there's no way to actually turn that part off by itself. Up on top, we've got a couple different buttons. We can adjust our volume, a couple different settings.
Volume. Audio. Max.
So a couple settings. I'm going to do a second video right after this one, just kind of following up with some of my impressions of the detector. Things I'm noticing in the field, like how well some of the things work. In this video, I'm just going to stick to like, here are the features, right? So keep it pretty simple and basic.
Volume. Audio. Off.
Right about there for the video. Okay, so we've got our sensitivity adjustment right here for city and highway modes. City basically just gives you some X-band filtering. You don't get an audio alert until the X-band gets a little bit stronger, that kind of stuff. City Max, I'm not entirely sure what it does. It doesn't go over this in detail in the manual. Basically, that's your most aggressive filtering option.
Highway.
You also have highway. If you pair the detector with your phone, there is a Bluetooth chip that's actually built in, so this is compatible with both Android and iOS. It can use the phone's information based on your speed and so forth to automatically switch between highway and city filtering. It's called the automatic filtering option. But if you don't have it paired with your phone, which I currently don't, I will here in just a moment, you'll see we have to manually switch filtering options. We can also adjust the screen brightness. Got a couple different options here to adjust, how bright it is. Dimmer. So obviously, in nighttime, maybe you'll want to bring it down. A little bit dimmer there like that.
Dark.
And you can also do the dark like this, which will basically just kind of black out your screen. You'll see what it does here in a second. We'll trigger an alert. And you get this little white dot on screen just to let you know that it's still scanning and active. When you get an alert, you'll notice nothing actually pops up on the display, but it just keeps the screen dark. And there's no, looks like light up buttons on top for the whole thing to start glowing like crazy. So all it is just that one little dot on the screen. And we can bring the screen back up. We've got the mute button right here to mute our alerts when we get them. You also have the option of, we'll press and hold the mute button here for a second. And, oh, I guess I have to be paired with the phone. We'll get into that in just a second then, I suppose.
Right.
All right, let's bring that back up. And our volume button right here, we can press and hold it, and it also doubles as our power button. Let's go into the menu next.
Menu.
Okay.
X off.
So as far as the menu settings, pretty simple and straightforward. We can turn our individual bands on and off.
K on.
See, I've got K-band on,
KA on.
KA-band on. Pretty cool there.
Frequency display advanced.
Advanced is what we have now. You guys saw with the bar kind of moving left and right for in tune and out of tune.
Off. On.
We can also just have on, which is going to give you your frequency display, and then let's just, I'll show you real quick. It's easier done this way. So you get your frequency display,
KA alert.
and then you get your traditional strength meter like this to let you know how strong the signal is. So pretty simple there. This is the way I would tend to run it. The bars in tune and out of tune, it's kind of similar to the Valentine option with the in and out of the boxes. I prefer seeing signal strength and frequency, but you can customize it however you want.
Menu. KA frequency. Auto mute on.
Auto mute automatically mutes a signal after 4 seconds. Really simple there.
Audio voice.
You can have it announce KA band, laser, or not. You got that option.
Quiet drive.
Quiet drive. That's the feature that I was talking about with holding the mute button. Basically, that's a handy feature.
On.
Actually, let's do that. Okay, so see how it has quiet there on the screen? Watch what happens now when I trigger an alert. You just get a beep or two like that, and then the detector completely mutes itself. This is different than auto mute. It's not bringing down the volume, it's keeping the signal completely muted. That's handy if you are driving around and maybe you're taking a phone call or you're talking with somebody else. I prefer it personally because there is no GPS lockout feature built into the detector. So every time I pass the same speed signs or grocery stores, this thing is going to false alert and go off. There's no way to tell it, this is a false alert, please don't mute me alert me to these signals again, the way you can with some of the other detectors. So without GPS lockouts, I like this feature here. Basically, I get a beep or two, and then the detector just quiets itself down and just keeps things a little bit quieter and less annoying for me when I'm driving. You should be able to press and hold the mute button.
Quiet drive. Off.
There it is. Okay. And you can just quickly switch that feature on and off as you're driving without having to dig through the menus.
Screensaver. Off.
Okay, screensaver, you can have the screen automatically black out after like 3 minutes or 6 minutes or whatever. Oops.
Auto shutdown. Off.
Auto shutdown, if you have the detector powered in a cigarette lighter where the power stays on the entire time. If you shut off your car, the detector won't actually turn off when you turn off your car, and it could potentially drain your battery. So if your cigarette lighter in your car is wired that way, you can set it up so the detector will automatically shut off after half an hour, whatever. If you have the detector paired with your phone via the app, the phone can tell the detector, hey, I'm driving, I'm moving, please don't turn my detector off after half an hour. So you can override that feature if you've got it paired with the phone. System info just gives you the firmware info right here. You can see we're running what? D010-40510. So that's our firmware version right now.
Restore default.
O's and zeros. Reset factory defaults.
X off.
And that's it. So that's pretty much the options that we have as far as configuring stuff through the detector. You'll notice we are missing some features such as the GPS lockouts. It's not available in this product yet, even though they have been combined with Escort. There's no K-band filtering options for things like TSR. Different levels of customizability. All you do have as far as filtering is highway. As city mode, again, all that does is just full detection sensitivity, and X-band is muted until the signal strength is 3 out of 5 or higher. It's just an X-band thing. City Max is full filtering. I don't know exactly what it does as far as K-band, KA-band, X-band, any of that kind of stuff. It's just full filtering. And that's pretty much the only options you have as far as filtering.
Highway.
One thing I do like, before we get into how this pairs with, what's it called, the phone, is the fact that the cigarette lighter is kind of nice. There's a USB plug on it, which you can use to charge cell phone, for example, an iPhone. I plug in my GoPro right there to use it while I'm using it as a dash cam. So kind of handy. I do like that feature. It outputs at 1 amp, not 2. So if you are charging an iPhone, which can accept 2 amps, this is going to be a slower charger, but it's the only manufacturer that actually puts a USB charger in the cigarette lighter. It's kind of a nice feature. If you plan on keeping this detector, you're probably going to want to hardwire it anyway, so ultimately this won't matter. But if you're buying a detector that you want plugged into your cigarette lighter, that is a pretty useful feature. So anyways, let's take a look now at pairing the detector with the app and see what additional features and display options we get once we add the phone into the equation too. Okay, and now once you pair the detector up with your phone, you can do this with your iPhone or your Android. It is compatible with both. The Bluetooth chip is built into the unit. You've got a couple other options that are available here. You've got your full mapping information with reporting to and from the cloud. It can give you information about other people who have seen things in the area. You've got your red light, camera alerts, your speed traps. All this kind of stuff is available here in the app. One thing that I do like is it does give you additional information whenever you see an alert. So you'll see something like this, and oh, it looks like I still have some muting options enabled. But as you can see, we've got our frequency information. We can say that's a false alert. We can say if it's a real alert. Report all that kind of stuff to the cloud. So this is Cobra's iRadar app. It's their equivalent of Escort Live. If you take a look at the app, you've got some options as far as changing some of the settings here, of course, from the detector, like between highway, city mode. Auto is the one I mentioned earlier as far as switching based on your phone settings.
Quiet drive on. Quiet drive off.
You'll notice with Cobra, they'll actually verbally announce what settings you make and whatever changes you make when you make them, which is kind of nice. You can see we've got traffic information here as well. We do also have the option of adjusting some of the settings above and beyond what's available in the detector itself. We do have pretty much the same options. Let's see, what all do I have set up? So it's got all the same stuff that we saw digging through the menu, except now it's accessible here through the phone, which is pretty handy. A lot easier, especially on the fly. You've got some adjustable alert options, like you can see speed-based muting. This is a feature that does require the phone. It's not available strictly through the detector. So if you have it paired with your phone, you can basically enable speed-based muting and say if I'm traveling maybe below a certain speed, I want you to go ahead and mute all the signals. So it's their equivalent of GPS low-speed muting, requires a phone as usual because the detector doesn't have GPS built in. And then you can just adjust whatever speed you want this to be set to. Same thing with switching between automatically switching between city and highway.
Highway.
You've got that option if you're paired with the phone. A couple different ways of displaying the alerts, all that good stuff. You've got the ability here of displaying what you want as far as your photo enforcement, red light cameras, your speed traps, all that kind of stuff. It's available here and adjustable through the app. And then finally, you can see your firmware version and all that kind of stuff here. So pretty simple. It's basically an external display. One thing that I do like that you don't get available with just the detector itself is when you pair it with the app, when the detector picks up laser, it'll actually ID the laser gun you're being shot with here on the display. So let's do this one, for example. If we switch laser guns, you'll see there's a look.
Laser alert.
If we shoot it with the Custom Pro Laser 3, you'll hear a different laser alarm, and you'll actually see the gun ID'd right there. It's not entirely accurate. You can watch my video on more comprehensive testing to see how well this feature works and what guns it can and cannot detect. If you want that, just click on the video on the screen or look in the video description. But anyways, as you can see, we do have more features and functionality available here. If you want to actually set maybe your display
Dark.
onto dark mode and you're running it like this, you could do this in such a way where your detector is not visible to other drivers around you, and you've got your phone right there. So if you get an alert, this will pop up, but your detector will not actually light up. So it's going to be a little bit more stealthy and less visible to other people, which is kind of handy. You do also have turn-by-turn navigation built in here. Where's the feature? Get directions, as you can see. You can adjust your music controls, all that kind of stuff. So anyways, as you can see, we do have some features and options here. And now that I've got this video done, I'm going to be doing a little bit more testing, and I'm going to go ahead and do a video giving you my initial impressions as far as the detector, and saying not only it has these features, but also how well these features work. So over the next couple of weeks, I'll be doing some comprehensive testing of the unit and just getting a better feel for it. Those videos will be coming as well. Until then, I hope this has been helpful. I'll put all the relevant links in the video description so you can take a look and find out more information. And until next time, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.